Hey, guess who it is? It's us again. Opposite Saxes, 1 o'clock Thursday. Y'all made it. Thanks for joining us.
You do that well.
What? I just want to welcome everybody.
I
I'm thrilled they're with us.
You're still carrying on an earlier show, if you want to be happy for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy we're here. I'm happy we're upright,
Yes, that is true.
actually.
That you're upright and you see your reflection in the mirror.
Yeah.
That those are
No,
two,
just upright. I'm happy that I sat
two
up
good
in
things.
bed and made it made it here.
And my happy time is after the cup is full of hot coffee.
That's for sure. I've
Yeah,
learned just don't really talk
although
to it
I
too
just
much before the
recently
coffee.
blew out my coffee maker, so I'm in the
After
process
trying
of
to
getting
clean
another one.
it
Yeah,
because he thought he'd be a good person
yeah,
and
I
clean
went
his
through the
coffee
whole process
maker.
of cleaning the coffee pot and everything, and then I hit the power button, and it just won't.
Don't ever clean your
No,
coffee maker.
that's
Just get a new one,
just.
which he is anyway.
But
You blow out more current coffee
oh, come
makers
on!
than my vacuums.
No, 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 no. I'm sorry.
Yes, yes.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yes. I have
Since,
had my vacuum for a while now.
since we have been in this house, I am on my third coffee maker.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
and
on my second vacuum.
oh, come on!
Yes, I'm on my
No,
second
no,
vacuum.
no,
I mean,
no,
I
no.
bought a couple others to fill in,
Right.
like little ones
You have
to help.
You have had
But
up to three vacuum cleaners at a time. And little by little, when one goes out, you replace it, and another one goes out.
because I have a little one and then I have a large one.
And you had one for that was primarily for like that would be hardwood for the hardwood floors and the tile, and
Mhm.
another one that would work on the carpet, and
Right,
another one would go either way.
right. Until I found one
Yeah.
that works on both.
And how
But
did you find that? Because you burned out the other ones.
I
Of
didn't
course,
have
the
that many.
no, when we first got here, you had vacuum cleaners
Sure.
that used bags. You had
Yes.
to change the
That's all
bags.
they had.
Well,
Was
yes, and you
bags.
continued to use the ones with bags, and we would be
Yes.
reordering bags all the time.
It was a good
Then
one. It lasted a long time.
and then they came out with the ones that were bagless. Ooh, that's what I need. So you got one of those.
Yeah.
And
And then I had that for a long time. I really did.
I could go
More
through
than 2 years.
I could go through the brand names
Oh,
of what you had.
the people don't want to hear this.
Maybe they do.
I don't think so.
Do you want to hear this?
No, I don't want to hear
Oh,
this.
okay. Well, we'll get off the subject of vacuum cleaners and coffee makers and all. And we were talking about we happened to catch a new show about a young couple that inherited a castle. And
Who
they're
came up with this idea of the show? This is a dopey show. That's
it,
just my
it's
opinion.
kind of a dopey show, but the premise behind the show was they are renovating this castle because the downstairs part of the castle and all is in pretty good shape. The upstairs is absolutely
But wait a
decrepit.
minute. Is it the same castle that they're working on from show to show? Or is there a new castle
No, it's
every
it's
episode?
their castle. They inherited the castle, and so they are fixing it up.
Okay, so it's the same castle, but it's episodes of
Right, right. It's not different castles each week. And so that brought up the question in my mind is what would you do if you inherited a castle? You found out that a relative or something had passed away and they had willed their castle in a foreign country to you, and you say, "Wow, I now own a castle outright." You know you're going to have to probably put something into it.
well, are you asking me now?
I'm asking you a question is what would your
Okay.
response be to a
So,
letter or a call or a notice that said you just inherited this 20 room, 3-story castle in England?
So I'd call the police and tell them that,
It's a scam.
yeah, that'd be number one.
Okay. All right. Fast forward. They come back and they say, Mrs. Sachs, this is legit. The castle is yours. Here's the keys.
So if it's at the age I'm at now, I would resell it and take the money and run. But if I was the younger me, might have kept it, and turned it into a bed and breakfast, or maybe not. Just have it for myself and my family to go to. But for right now, for what it's going to cost with the upkeep and the renos, and it's over in Europe, so I have to keep an eye on it with the renos and all that. No, thank you.
Well, would you just say find a good agent and
Hmm.
have them sell as is
Hmm.
and just take the money and run? Or would you say I'm going to invest 50,000 or 100,000 to fix it up,
Hmm.
knowing that if you did put $50,000 into it and all, you would probably get 100 or $200,000 more on the sale of the property.
Well, see, my feeling is if it's a castle and it's in Europe, naturally, it's probably going to be much more than $50,000 or much more than 100,000 to fix up. So, no, I'm not bothering with that. Thank you.
Just
I might take the money and maybe buy a very small house or something smaller in Europe,
okay.
but I don't think at this stage of my life I want the headaches and everything that go along with the castle.
Okay, so let's just say hypothetically, you say,
That's not the answer you wanted, was
no, no,
it?
no, no, that's a good answer.
You wanted the answer where we're all going to go visit it and we're all going to redo this castle.
Well, that's the other thing is you discuss it with your family and your family says, "Wow, how about we all chip in some money and we hire a contractor and all to fix it all up and then it becomes our family estate in England and that we can all share it and enjoy it whenever we want, or we hire somebody to live on the property and to, run the bed and breakfast, and now you've got something really going for you. Even at our age, you say, well, hey, if we can get it into an up and running and a functional standpoint, is it worth going that route? Because the other thing is you say, no, I don't want to be bothered. I don't even want to see it. And I'll just put it in the hands of somebody to sell it. Okay. You got photos of it and it's really nice from the outside.
Mhm.
You know that it needs work on the inside. And so some entrepreneur comes along and says, all right, I'll give you $100,000 for it.
100,000.
You said, I don't even want to be bothered with it. Just put it up and
No, I
take,
mean,
take,
I would get some comps,
uh-huh.
and I'm not going to be taking it.
Comps. Let's see. Let's see. What other 20 room castles have sold
Could
in this
be.
neighborhood?
It could be, you don't know, but I certainly would want an inspector or somebody to go in there and tell me, yes,
Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
it's
'Cause it's
worth
going to
that.
cost money for the inspectors. It's going to cost money for estimators.
You don't just say, no, I'm selling it right away. I mean, there are some things you take into consideration and you look at what the offers are. And yes, you ask your family, but chances are I would probably say, thanks,
Take,
but no thanks. I'll take
I'll,
my money and
I'll
run.
take the 100 grand and let
I
somebody
think it
else
would be
decide.
a lot more than 100 grand, unless it's really bad. It could really be bad for a hundred
Well,
thousand.
but
Really
in the
small
eyes
for
of the
two.
in the eyes of the person that wants to buy it, they're going to tell you it is really bad shape. It's going to
Well,
need a
who
total
would listen to
total
them?
reno.
Who would listen to them? You
You
listen
know,
to your representative, but I mean, unless it's a cave,
I would
I
I would call Jennifer Todrick.
Jen here in Texas?
Yeah, and have her go over and check out the castle and see if this is a no demo reno job.
I don't think so. Poor Jen, I don't even know if she's coming back to HGTV.
I think she probably made so much money she doesn't have to.
Well, and now she's on Amazon.
Is she?
She has a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, she's got an Amazon shop or some sort of shop
I
and
don't.
doing makeup,
Oh, okay.
which is very close to demoing a house.
House renovations, yeah. But I think it's just an interesting, and I mean that's the extreme. It's possible that a family member passes away and wills you their log cabin in the mountains in the Smoky Mountains. A little two-bedroom, one-bathroom place that overlooks a beautiful scenery, and you say, "Well, I might want to hang on to that." Just
I can't think of anybody that we know in the Smokies. We do have my first cousin lives in England, and
yeah,
he has a very nice piece of property in England outside of London. Um, but I don't think I'd be in line for the house.
or
I'm farther down in
somebody else has a
Australia.
condo in South Florida. You say, but I'm
Well,
just,
that's a little closer than Europe.
but that's why I went to the extreme with this scenario is that it would be something that is big and huge and probably something that you wouldn't say, I'm going to sell everything that I've got here and I'm going to move there. And because the information was that the ground floor is in really good shape and would you go there because maybe there's three or four bedrooms on the main floor where the living room and the kitchen and there, and say, I'll be more than happy to live on the main floor and just forget about the upstairs.
So you're going at this that we are moving there.
Well, one of us would. Now,
Oh, that's very
I'm
cute.
saying if you
Very
inherited
cute.
a property like that, would you consider keeping it and then fixing it up, hiring somebody to fix it up, or, in the case of where it's beyond my capability, but assuming that you had the ability to fix it up yourself, would you go through that process of doing it? Your first statement was at our age, probably not. But if
Yeah.
somebody was to say to you, look, you inherited it for nothing, and you get a contractor that comes along and says, I'll partner with you, like some other shows that we watch. We'll put our money into it and we'll resell it. And whatever the profit is, we split the profit. So, you pay for the renovations and we get half the profit. Is it worth it to take this nice, huge, big piece of property and this castle and live in it and then oversee the renovations of it, knowing that in a couple of years, now it is a full functioning castle, and you either sell it to somebody that wants to buy a castle and live in it, or somebody that wants to turn it into
I don't
a
think I want to go
hotel.
live there. And I don't know that I want to go there for just 2 years or 3 years, whatever it takes.
It,
I think
if it was in Monaco, if it was in
I don't
France,
gamble. So maybe Santorini,
okay, let's go Santorini. You
but
you
it's not
inherited
going to be.
a big mansion in Santorini.
I don't think so. I think I would probably take the money and then take my entire family on a very nice vacation and then sock the rest of the money away.
Yeah.
Why? What would you want me to do?
I frankly don't know, but I mean,
Oh,
what if somebody says you just inherited a yacht? I mean, there are no really huge marinas in Central Texas,
yeah, we're kind
so
of.
so you'd have to get it along the
I have
shore someplace, But if you got this yacht, we don't know anything about
no. We don't know anything about castles either.
yachting, but would you be open to learning how to do it. I mean, hire a captain and say, here, we just inherited this yacht and we want you to live on it and oversee it and maintain it. And we're going to drive down to Galveston and get on our yacht, a few times during the year, especially in August and September, thank you. Uh, and go out into the Gulf of Mexico.
All I want is my patio re-cemented. That's all I want. I don't need a yacht. I don't need a castle. Could you please have the
So,
cement guy come over and re-cement my
folks,
patio?
remember this. Just in case Lauren inherits anything of value, she's willing to sell it so she can get her patio redone. I don't care about a castle in England. I
Told
don't
you.
care about a yacht in the Caribbean
I don't need much. I don't want much. Just you and my cement patio.
patio,
That's it.
and not necessarily
In
in
that
that
order.
order.
You said it, I didn't,
Well,
but I did.
yeah. And I was thinking, so after all these years, I know exactly where she's going. So,
Well,
well,
I hope you got a laugh out of this, hun.
yeah, and let us know if you all anybody out there you inherit something really phenomenal, and I'll let
We'd
us
like
know
to know
what
about it.
what you did.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to also resurface a patio, call
Let me
call
know,
us and give us a
please.
bid, okay? And we'll see you again next week.
Bye, guys.